Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the MadMaggs podcast. I'm here with Miguel, and tonight we're going to be talking about a movie that I never thought we would actually be talking about on the podcast, but here we are. We just got done watching it on HBO Max, and that is Gone with the Wind. I've never seen it. Miguel, the last time you saw it was like...
I was like 6 years old.
Yeah, so it was like 40 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. Hey, hold on. I saw my grandparents. They insisted on me seeing it. It came on TV back in like the early 90s when I was little, and I haven't watched it since. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep when I watched it back then because I was like 6, you know?
Right, yeah, you wouldn't care.
Now, as I watch it now that I'm in my mid-30s, I'm taken aback by so much of this damn movie, how insane it is at times.
Yeah, I had no idea it was going to be as sassy as it was. Like, I was just never interested in watching Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, I don't think most people of our generation are.
Just because I thought it would be really outdated and really
Cheesy,
offensive. Yeah. Cheesy for sure.
Well, the thing about Gone with the Wind, the reason it's a controversial movie for our generation is because, I mean, rightfully so, the criticism is it sort of marginalizes or trivializes slavery because it romanticizes the antebellum South while looking over some of the horrors of slavery or ignoring it. Because the only view of quote-unquote slavery that we get is the house help. And they're very happy-go-lucky, you know? They're very happy to be there.
Right.
So we get a very Uncle Remus type spin on the concept of slavery for the most part. So I understand how people can find it offensive, and I even heard people saying, some SJWs online, let's take it off of HBO. They shouldn't be around. I'm like, I don't agree with that. I think that when you watch it with our eyes in 2020, you understand
2021
now. You understand that. You understand that the movie is guilty. The writers are guilty of looking over some of the more, well, basically they looked over the worst parts of slavery.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, we're conscious of that for our generation. We're watching it and we don't feel different. Like, we don't walk away thinking slavery was okay.
Right. I mean, this wasn't a movie about slavery. This was a movie about a woman that was in love with a man who was the only man to tell her no and fucked up her life based off of that.
Yeah.
Like, she is literally her own worst enemy. And she is... I had no idea going into it how much of a bitch she was.
Yeah, Scarlett O'Hara.
Scarlett O'Hara is one of the worst characters I think
She's
I've
an
ever
asshole.
watched. She has like some redeeming qualities, like very, very few, but damn, she is just awful.
She's a horrible human being. The character of Scarlett O'Hara is somebody that is a huge asshole. And I didn't remember the plot. I don't remember anything that this movie was about. And it's funny getting reintroduced to it and watching, whoa, our main character is such an asshole. I mean,
she really is. I mean, it was astonishing how much of an asshole she was. Like, I think it was the very first scene.
She was a pompous brat whenever we first meet her. And it's funny too because she's like the embodiment of a wanted Southern belle. You know, in the first act, we meet her. She's like surrounded by dudes all courting her. It's just the dicks getting thrown at her from all angles. I mean, these dudes are so pathetically thirsty for this woman.
Yeah, I mean, they have a whole like scene at this barbecue where there's probably like a dozen dudes around her,
At
like,
least, yeah.
Scarlett, please let me get you the dessert.
Scarlett, my dear, I got something for you right here. Sit on my lap.
Oh my God.
And they got that Southern genteel thing going on, but they're still creeps and they're so thirsty. It's like, oh my God, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Like, don't you see all this other cute booty around this party? Why is she the one that everyone's throwing game at? But I mean, that's the story.
I mean, it was really astonishing. I mean, we were just...
It was funny to watch. It was like something out of a soap opera. It was funny.
It was just like, there's so many off-the-wall things that would happen, and I'm just like, you brought up white mess.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we think that Nicole Kidman is the epitome of white mess in movies and TV shows.
Yeah, that's what millennials say on Twitter. Like especially black and brown Twitter's like, man, we love Nicole Kidman because she bring that white mess and all these HBO dramas.
Oh my God.
But she ain't got shit on Gone with the Wind of Scarlett O'Hara.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
all the shit that happens is obscene.
Yeah, I mean, just absolutely insane. Like, oh my gosh, it was like I'm just thinking about it now, and I wish I would have wrote like whenever we went into starting to watch this, I didn't think that we would do a podcast about it, just because it's like it's Gone with the Wind. I mean, it's been out since 1939. I mean, who would really care to like listen to somebody in 2021 do a review about it? But
If we made our friends watch it, they would have some like moments of damn, look at that. Like they would have
I know, like
because of the drama.
I had no idea that the term white trash has been around for as long as it has.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's-
I forgot. It's like whenever you read Huckleberry Finn and some other books from back in the day, anything that was written in the 1800s, every once in a while you would hear that, but that term is used a lot.
Well, and trifling, get this trifling white trash off my porch. Like what?
Damn. Yeah.
Trifling too? Like oh my
We got
God.
so we got to talk about the best thing about my favorite part of the movie is Hattie McDaniel, who plays the character of Mammy, who a lot of people are offended by that Mammy. It's a caricature now. Now the term Mammy is associated with a black caricature who's just happy to be a house servant, but she's played so brilliantly by Hattie McDaniel, especially in the third act when she's crying. She almost makes you cry. She's so good.
Yeah.
But there's that great scene.
Well, her reactions in some of these scenes too. Whenever she was going after. Scarlett was going after her second husband, and she's like, "Oh, I lost my glove. Can I put it in your jacket?" And she's looking back like, "Bitch, I
you
know what you're doing."
trifling hoe going
Yes.
after that married man. I see you, bitch. Like,
Yes. Like, well, no, that was her sister's bow.
well, her sister's bow first. Yeah, that was
Yes.
before the other one. Like Scarlett was just drama. She's the embodiment of somebody who her existence revolves around her self-interest.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it was, it was because she had to get money for Tara, and like, I'm sorry, what was so good about Tara?
It's just like Candyland
I mean-
on goddamn Django Unchained. It's like it's your property's everything back then.
I mean, yeah, you're right, but holy shit.
She worshipped that place she grew up on.
Yeah.
And she would do absolutely anything for it and her.
Mm-hmm.
But Hattie McDaniel, who played Mammy, yeah, that scene in the first act, I agree with the comedian Paul Mooney, who said when Hattie McDaniel, Mammy goes, she tells them white people, "Get off my porch, you trifling white trash." Man, I damn near jumped out of my seat. It was clapping. Like, oh shit, that was such a good line. And they use that word a lot. Like black people, white people, everyone threw that expression around a lot. Because,
Trifling?
No, that and white trash.
Yeah.
Like they were funny about it, and so that's part of the drama of the movie. You get introduced to the way people talk about each other, and there's you get to see the gossip of the antebellum South.
Oh, yes, the gossip was great. It was these old, or not even old. It was like all the females. You get two in a room, and they're like, beep, 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 beep,
Yeah,
beep,
man,
like
shit.
just talking mad shit.
But the dudes were in on it too. Like, I heard so and so's been over there and his
Oh,
boots
that's
were under
true.
someone's bed, and I'm like, damn, y'all too. Like the South was all about gossip and people trying to maintain their so-called honor.
Yeah, nothing really changes then. in the
Yeah,
South.
nothing has changed when it comes to the South and drama. But I didn't know it was. What's funny is because it feels like a different movie in the third act.
Okay, so to give y'all a little bit of context, so we started watching it Sunday night, like around 9:00. We were like, okay, there should be some kind of intermission, and so we'll stop watching it then, and we'll watch the rest of it tonight. And so we watched 3 hours of it. Like there was an intermission, but we were like, we're still awake. Let's go ahead and we'll just power through it. And then we get to the part where Rhett and Scarlett finally get married. They're in New Orleans. And we pause it. We're like, holy shit, there's still another hour in this movie. Okay, we need to go to bed. It was midnight by that point. Like, let's go to bed. So we start watching it. And the last hour was so fucking bonkers.
Yeah, man. Like the first two acts of the movie, I guess that's what we can refer to them as because it's just so hard because the movie's so damn long. It's her arc, all the shit she goes through. We meet Scarlett. She's a brat. She almost loses her home. She has to work the fields. She has to get her hands dirty. A lot of shit happens to this woman, and you see her grow up. She's still completely selfish when it comes to her self-interest. But
She's the most selfish person
in the world.
I mean, this is the thing about Scarlett is that she does things for people like her sisters and her dad and for Melanie, who is her, Scarlett's love of her life, Ashley's wife,
God, yeah, that dick she's chasing forever. That's her Moby Dick.
Oh my god.
or her white whale, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
was
Ashley
that
is her white whale,
Ashley-
which Ashley is a man, by the way. Ashley was a popular name back in the South in the
Evidently, yeah.
1860s. But anyways, beside the point. And I mean, she's doing everything for herself, but oh no, it's for my sisters, or no, it's for Melanie, and no, it's for Ashley. And
She does things that ostensibly seem like it's for other people, but at the end, it's all for her.
Oh, yeah,
it's all
100%.
measured for her. But we see her. Her arc is that she does get smarter and she does get tougher, which I really like to watch. That she goes through hell. She has no spoiler. She has to kill somebody.
oh, spoiler, really?
Yeah. What-
This has been out since
I was going to talk about that. Are we really going to give
1939.
spoiler alerts for a movie that's this fucking old?
It's almost been out for 100 years.
Yeah. So yeah, spoiler alert. She kills somebody.
18. In 18 years, it'll be 100 years old.
God Almighty.
I don't think anybody will get mad at us for spoilers.
Well, I mean, like I was saying, she.
And if y'all do, forget y'all.
Yeah. What the hell's wrong with y'all? Go watch this white mess.
This is like epitome white mess. I
It
mean,
is,
this is.
man.
I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen something more dramatic.
Well, it's funny
Present day.
because I mean, a lot of the so-called drama that happens has to do with action, and it's attached to the Civil War. There's so many badass action scenes in this movie that I was not expecting.
Well, and,
The spectacle of this movie is incredible.
oh yeah, and I mean, this is the first. This is like one of the first major pictures that had color in it, and they use it
Oh God, they use it.
so brilliantly. But also, there's a scene where Scarlett's going to a shanty town to look for a doctor because Melanie is about to have her baby.
Her
and-
friend.
Yeah, is about to have the baby, and she's freaking out, whatever, because Melanie's not doing so well. So Scarlett goes to a shanty town, and they do this. It's almost like they had to have the camera on a forklift or something, and there's just men laying down after Sherman's.
Thousands of extras had to have been used. This is before CGI.
Yeah, and so they just pan out, and you just see bodies everywhere. But I mean, there's some people that are portraying that they're dead, or there's some people that are crying out for water or help or
It's sort of the
whatever. But
guys
it's
coming.
a huge scene.
Yeah, we're talking again. It looked like 1,000 of at least extras of men
So-
who were wounded in Civil War.
Yeah, so there was a total of 2,300 extras on this movie.
Almighty. I believe it. I mean, they they used them well. But it's one of the scenes that was really cool that I felt like, oh my God, I'm watching survival horror. It's like felt like something out of the Crazies.
Oh, whenever they were going back to Tara from Atlanta
that was great,
after
man.
trying to beat Sherman.
It was like something out of the Crazies because you have basically the legendary Sherman, hero by the way. He's going in, he's kicking the shit out of the Confederates, but the civilians are also paying for it, which kind of sucks. Whether they did or didn't agree with the war, they're having to leave town with anything that they can grab because the town's being bombarded with cannon fire. And so basically, the town's on fire. They're trying to get out. Clark Gable's character basically helps rescue Scarlett with her friends, including a baby.
Right.
they're trying to leave town with a baby, a slave,
Get the
and
baby.
a dying woman. And there's a scene where Clark Gable's like, hey, there's a big box of dynamite right there. We need to get the hell out of here before that thing blows. The whole block goes up, and they show that explosion.
Yeah,
it is
and
amazing.
There's already this huge, probably like 4 or 5 story building that's already on fire, and as they're going across it, because you can see their silhouette in the fire, and you see the building just going down. And again,
Yeah.
I was like, how the hell did they film this? And there's another scene where again they're back in Tara, and they're just in front of this tree, and it does like a wide pan shot, and it's just the sky, and it's fucking gorgeous.
The panoramic shots in the opening
Like,
act are fucking incredible, man.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, if you're gonna see this movie for anything, see it for the cinematography. It did win Best Picture for cinematography that year at the Oscars. So,
It won like 8, didn't it? It won like 8 Oscars?
yeah, it won like 8 Oscars.
Damn.
Which Clark Gable did not win an Oscar
Which is
for this,
incredible.
which is so crazy to me that he didn't win. But whatever.
Yeah. At least,
I mean, because I did like his character.
he's great.
As much as a rascal as he was, I freaking loved him.
He was a scoundrel, but he wasn't malevolent. That's what I really liked about him. Is that
Yeah,
he,
Scarlett was malevolent. Though.
absolutely. They were both scoundrels, but he never had any sort of. He never screwed anyone who didn't deserve it. Is what you got from that character.
Right.
You know, Scarlett would screw anybody over.
Oh, yeah.
To get what she wanted.
100%. What I did think was pretty funny, and we did not know that this was coming, is the dad dying.
There's some random deaths. in this movie.
So we were like, Scarlett's dad had this thing about jumping fences or whatever on
Yeah.
his horse, and there's one where he's going after
These
carpet.
carpetbaggers, these
Yeah.
people, these businessmen from up north that were basically bullying people in the south. And he's like, "Oh, damn
Right.
you!" and he chases them.
Yeah, and so he I guess the horse stopped short or something, and the dad goes flying off the horse into the field and dies.
Which kudos to the actor who actually bit that ground because that shit looked real. Like that motherfucker slammed into the ground.
And we're like, what?
Well, I thought he was hurt, and they're like, "Wait, he died? Is he dead?"
He's died. He's dead.
I'm like, "Oh shit!"
It's so random.
Well, see, but some of the drama is random, but it's all part of a more widespread arc. And then whenever we go back to it, like me and you watched in the last hour, it feels like all the drama that they could cram into 1 hour is pulled
They
off.
did. Yes.
Holy shit, so much happens. We're talking about affair or implicit affairs coming out, tension, marital violence,
Rape.
yeah, basically implied rape. I mean, just drama. Like I'm like, man, this is where soap operas got their fucking ideas.
Right.
Crammed into the last hour.
Miscarriage.
Miscarriages, just
and then
crazy
child
shit.
death. I mean, and they have. Oh my god, this is just so
It's so crazy.
wild. So Rhett and Scarlett have a kid, and she's probably like, I don't know,
It's like
6
five-
or 7,
five or
maybe?
6.
I don't know. She's on a horse. She's a spoiled brat, and she's like, I'm gonna go hop this fence, and they're like, no, Bonnie, don't
Without
do
getting
it.
off their asses and
Don't
stopping
do
her.
it. And they're both like, stop her, Rhett. And she's like, Rhett's like, stop it, Scarlett. And she's like, just like Pa, just like Pa. And
It
then
hits her.
and then the little girl, like the horse stops short, and there's a little girl who goes flying into the fence thing, and she breaks her neck and dies. We were like, there's no way this is happening again.
Yeah, we were watching. Go, no, she's not
Like,
dead.
No, you're not. No.
You're like, really? Oh shit.
Okay.
Sure enough.
So I wanted to know how, since this happened not once but twice in this freaking movie, I took the liberty of looking up how many deaths by horses in the 1860s. I actually have the census pulled up for this.
There's a census. You can quantify this. Okay, how
Yes.
many?
It is www.census.gov, and I looked up 1860s, and sure enough, so falls from building, trees, banks, carriages, horses, etc., were fatal to 1,019 males and 304 females.
But that's like falls. That's not just horses though,
Yeah, there's not one that just says horses.
because it probably didn't happen.
But
Because two motherfuckers in the same family are not gonna get killed from a horse, even if the message there was, "Ooh, it's a curse or something." Like,
oh my god,
even that's a stretch. So yeah, there's some contrived, shoehorned in at times drama in this.
Oh yeah, like the time that Scarlett shoots the Confederate soldier, and
Well, see, that was kind of cool because I was expecting for one of those guys to show up because they would raid Southern homes.
but it's like, no, she shoots somebody,
Yeah.
and then it's a secret, just in case other Confederate soldiers don't come around.
Yeah, it's funny how they were to keep that from the family. She just shoots a guy in the house, and the family's like, "What the hell was that?" And then her friend,
Melanie,
your always faithful friend's like, "Oh, don't worry, she was just cleaning her gun. It just went off." I'm like, "There's a dead body, and blood all over the fucking floor.
I know,
What
yeah.
y'all gonna do?"
Oh,
And then they bury it, but they don't actually show it. They just get rid of the body. Like, oh shucks.
yeah. I mean, and then that's it. No other mention.
There's no other mention of that dead dude in the backyard.
No.
For all we know, he's still there.
That's why they got cursed.
That's why they got cursed.
That's why they got
Damn.
cursed. Dang, because that dead body in the back.
Shit.
So don't be shooting people and put them in your backyard.
For many
because-
reasons, but one of them is probably a curse.
Yeah. Don't ever get on horse because you'll fall through a fence and break your neck and die.
Yeah. So with all the shoehorned in drama, the movie as a whole, it's a good movie. I mean, it's a classic for a reason.
It is. I had no idea, again, that I would have as much fun watching this movie as we did. I almost wish, I wouldn't mind watching it again, really, but almost making like a drinking game out of it. Or like,
Every time you hear white trash, or every time.
I don't know, white trash or some
Trifling.
some stupid ass comment that Scarlett makes, which is throughout the whole damn movie. And
Every time Scarlett says she's a victim, you have to take a shot, but try not to die before the movie's over.
oh my God.
Like,
No.
or every time Clark Gable puts her in her fucking place, or Mammy does, which that happens a lot.
Oh yeah.
Which is always a pleasure to watch.
Anytime Mammy gives side eye to Scarlett.
Man. That's what made the drama so fun, is because you get to see characters react in the way that you're reacting. Like whenever you see Scarlett being trifling, and you're like, and you see Mammy right there with the side eye, like, this bitch.
Like, Scarlett, I done told you that you need to quit that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, because she sees her a mile away. She knows what she is. And the only other person that saw Scarlett for what she is that wasn't in denial was the guy who loved her, which is Clark Gable's character.
Tragic.
Rhett.
Yeah.
Captain Rhett.
Captain Rhett Butler.
Captain Rhett Butler.
Okay.
Clark Gable was...
Yeah, mine was more of an English accent.
Yeah, I think it was. You can't do that, Southern Belle.
No. Yeah, no
Antebellum.
Southern Belle here.
I don't know why a beaner like me can do the antebellum way of talking better than you can.
You can do accents way better than anybody.
That's always like fucking with people. That's what.
There you go. We need to have like a whole interview where you just do different voices.
Different voices.
No.
The Southern Genteel in this movie was really, really fun to watch. The way they talked was fun to watch. Yeah,
Go kill some Yankees.
Yeah, go kill some Yankees. And see, that's another thing too that I want to go back to, is that like everybody who's never seen this movie seems to follow that talking point of, oh, it's offensive and it should never be aired. No, if you watch this through our eyes, we get it. Like that opening scene, well, not opening scene. It's in the first act where the little black girl, the slave, is fanning.
Oh my gosh.
These women
In the middle, okay, y'all, in the middle of this fucking party, this barbecue party, all the women are upstairs in the middle of this party to take a nap. During a party. Like,
Yeah.
that was normal. And then
they're all getting fanned by the house.
Yes,
help.
by the help. And I'm just like, and then all the guys are downstairs talking war and, drinking whatever. But it's like, oh my gosh. Like,
You see the absurdity of it, and we get it.
well, no, I want to go back to that time where we can take naps in the middle of parties. That's what I'm upset about.
Well, you don't ask me to fan your ass. You go ahead. And helping you.
I would
But
never.
there's also a scene where these little black kids are the help is they're using their own bodies to ring the bells of the churches and the bells of the plantation.
Yeah.
And you see like this little girl fanning these bitches, and I'm just like, the absurdity of this, of what they're making these people do. So we get it. We're not gonna. No one of this generation, unless you are severely mentally handicapped, is gonna walk away from this movie thinking there was fucking anything endearing about slavery.
Oh yeah, absolutely not.
I mean, and then like I don't know how audience are supposed to. I think back in 1939, maybe you were supposed to feel for the Southerners, but when but when you hear that talk of them, oh, we're gonna kill some Yankees, we're gonna show them good, we're gonna fight them, and they get the fuck beat out of them, you're like, yeah, that's what y'all get. Like, y'all shut the fuck up. What happened now?
Right.
Like, where's Sherman at to put these motherfuckers in their place? Oh, there he is.
Oh man. Well, I mean, y'all, if y'all haven't seen this movie, y'all gotta. If y'all like White Mess, like all the shows.
Man.
If y'all like all the shows and movies on HBO that had like Nicole Kidman, Reese Witherspoon, all that shit on there,
Yeah.
you'll love fucking Gone
with the
Wind.
Wind,
I'm
man.
telling you, we love White Mess. So we do. Like, I had no idea going into it was gonna be like this. It is messy. It is so dramatic.
I watched this
and
shit, and I'm just like, okay, man, this is where soap operas got their idea. You know what? Fuck.
Had
This
to
is
have.
where Tyler Perry got some of his ideas, but then go ahead and made it Black Mess. Or the Historias, like the Mexican soap operas watched this shit and they made it theirs. Or the South Korean soap operas watched this and made it theirs. So I feel like this is where all this fucking shit came from.
It all came from Gone with the
All
Wind.
of this soap opera type drama came from this fucking movie. And I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not
It's
expect
awesome.
us to be this enthusiastic about this old ass movie or to be enjoying as much as we did. We should have gotten our reaction shots because that shit.
Oh my gosh, that would have been nearly 4 hours of footage.
Damn, like we got to
go
get some of
through.
our friends, like Brian, Vanessa, and other people we know to watch this shit because I know their reactions would be fucking funny.
Yeah.
Everybody I know would have funny reactions to this
Oh, yeah.
absurd movie.
Yeah, it would be great. All right, well, if y'all seen Gone with the Wind, let us know what your favorite parts are in the comments.
I could
There's
picture,
just so much.
I could
There's so
picture
much
like
to talk about.
like Maurice or one of our other friends being like, "What?" Like screaming in the middle of some of these scenes. How absolutely absurd they are.
oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. It's an absurd movie, but I mean,
It's a good movie. I mean, I understand. I do give it 4 stars. It's an excellent movie, even with all the absurdity. You need to watch it before you're dead.
yeah, I mean, it's a good movie to watch. I'm glad I watched it finally. I would watch it again for sure. So it's on HBO Max. If you have HBO, you can check it out. Let us know. I mean, there might be other old movies that we watch.
No, we're
that
gonna clean
will-
out that HBO Max classic section before the year's over. Definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll do podcasts on the ones that we really like. I was
Yeah.
gonna sit down and talk to Heather about a couple. She recommended a lot of classic movies for me that I have not watched yet. I am so sorry, Heather. I will get on those. I promise.
We'll probably get on it this week.
Yes.
I'll probably ask her which one she was talking about.
Oh no, I have the list. I just
Oh yeah, send it this way.
yeah, I will. We'll watch them on Sundays. That's whenever we would like to watch our old movies. So we'll do that for sure. But yeah,
Alright.
so if you've seen Gone with the Wind, let us know. Let us know what you liked about it, what you dislike about it. But yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out with us while we talk about this crazy ass movie. Yeah, so thanks for listening, and we'll see you again next time.